a Brothers Grimm story, The Three Journeymen. This isn't really a children's story, so I would say if there are any children watching this, probably best to find something like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs rather than this one. A story called The Three Journeymen. Now, a journeyman was rather a craft worker, a skilled person who was paid at the end of every day. It was kind of like a 0 hours contract. There was 3 journeymen who were travelling around together and they weren't getting enough work. And they decided that they would try their luck in another city. And they said, if we don't get work in the next city we come to, what we'll do is we'll split up. And the 3 of us will travel off, each man alone. As they were walking into the new city, a strange man appeared to them, immaculately dressed, beautifully dressed hair, lovely manicured hands, fine clothes. And one of the journeymen looked down at his feet and saw that instead of feet, he had hooves. And they knew who he was. I think he was probably wearing black, because he usually wears either black, sometimes green. But the 3 journeymen spoke to the devil, because of course that's who he was, and explained their predicament. The devil said, in the city, go to a certain inn. He gave them the name. I will give you money every day so you can stay at the inn, but you are to speak nothing except you, the first man, can say, all 3 of us. You, the second man, can say, for money. And you, the third man, can say, that's all right. So the 3 men stayed at the inn. Life was quite nice. Food was quite good. And their bills were always taken care of by someone else. And all they ever said to the innkeeper was, all 3 of us, for the money, and that's all right. And the innkeeper began to think that they were a little bit, as we say, moon-kissed. But because their bills were always paid, he let them stay. And then there came a day when a wealthy merchant came to stay at the inn. And he had the very best room. And he had a big bag of gold. And in the night, the innkeeper and his wife went to the rich merchant's room and cut his throat and took for themselves the big bag of gold. And in the morning, the innkeeper said, I think it was those 3 moon-kissed journeymen that did this. So they were taken to the prison. And all they said at their trial was, all 3 of us, for the money. So that's all right. But the devil appeared to them in their prison and said, trust me. Hold fast for 1 more day. Not a hair of your head shall be touched. The 3 journeymen were taken to the scaffold, where the headsman stood with his axe. And they thought, perhaps it's not too late to explain. Perhaps they will believe us. When a great black coach, drawn by 4 strong horses, appeared, and from out of it stepped an immaculately dressed gentleman with hooves where his feet should be. And he waved a white flag, and he said, "These men are to be pardoned." And he nodded to the men and said, "You can tell them the truth now." And the devil said to the magistrates who were gathered there, "Go to the inn, go to the cellar, and there in the cellar you will find many dead bodies that the innkeeper and his wife have killed over the years." And so the magistrates went to the inn, they went down into the cellar, and there indeed were many dead bodies. So the devil said to the 3 journeymen, "You will have money for the rest of your lives. And now I have claimed the 2 souls that I really wished to take." It's a bit of a gruesome story, but of course we don't have to go back many years before we remember real life events at Cromwell Street. So perhaps bodies being buried in a cellar isn't quite so unlikely. Maybe that makes it worse. Anyway, the devil in a lot of stories, in a lot of the Grimm stories, actually isn't so much someone who tries to trick you. He's often an agent of justice. That's quite odd, isn't it? He's neither good nor evil. It is the human characters in the stories who are good or who are evil. I also read tarot, and this is, of course, the devil in the Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is the Rider-Waite is out of copyright. The devil in tarot is something that we create ourselves. Anyway, strange story. Lots of other stories that feature the devil, normally soldiers' stories, actually. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please do have a look at my other videos. I also have some tarot videos out there. So, wish you a good day, and always beware of men in black with hooves where their feet should be. See you again.